this next week here, yeah, starting today, actually already started yesterday, you will have this sort of crystal clear, this is what needs to be done. And it will be rewarded, guys. If you make that one step where you break through your fears, where you love what you stand for more than your fears, you will feel very, very supported, and it will be super, super surprising for you. Welcome everybody to our weekly energy update and practical energy tips. My name is Jona Bryndis and I'm airing from the rainy Florida outdoors today. These energy tips are for week 46, November 5th till November 12th. And if you're energetically sensitive or empathic, then you will know that these are not predictions, these are actually reports. So I am reporting to you about some of these collective energies that are already in the air. And I called this energy update and the energy tips that I have for you here, Intentiveness. If you were part of the energy prayer just a few moments ago, then you have already learned how to put this into practical action through remembering what you want to energize and to define that which you want to send your intention to. But there's obviously a weather condition. It's rain here in Florida. But overall, if we look at our whole entire planet, we are more seeing something like a hurricane brewing, and that's something that is very aware to all of us. There is a lot of cloudiness in the air. I've called this mind control or etheric overlay. This is affecting all of us now, and there is a fresh new energy that is coming in here through especially these last couple of days. The new moon energy that always bring in closure and start a new cycle. And this new cycle, especially here in November, if you've watched the forecast for November, you already know this comes with a very strong waking up energy. Sort of suddenly become clear what all this is truly about, what the essence of these rapid changes and transformations that are going on right now here, what they're truly about. Up until now, even those of you who have been spiritually aware and mindful, there was a part of us that, of course, especially if you're energetically sensitive, you kind of felt on the outs a bit, and you felt like everybody else is seeing a different reality than you do, and you felt a bit excluded. And that has maybe created a bit of a view or attitude in you that you think, yes, the others all need to wake up. They need to wake up. I'm already woken up. In this week here, you will recognize that that attitude has kind of led to you, sort of externalizing some of these things that are going on here that are affecting you now. So there is a bit of a harsh awakening with this activation that we will all feel here in this next week. And it's important for you to understand that this is really going to your core now. Okay? You need to prove to yourself what it actually is that represents your awareness. And the way this comes to you is through these inner cues. Yeah, maybe some of you are very tuned into your body, and you get this through your body, and your body is signaling to you probably through extreme tiredness right now. Anybody feeling extreme tiredness? This is a signal that is coming from within yourself. Or some of you might feel a little bit of an emotional roller coaster right now, because you feel that whatever it is that you're trying, is not really gripping, and people are not fully understanding what it is that you need or what it is that you want. And you've tried in so many different ways, but never really the full frontal way. And I mean, simply saying, this is what I need. Okay? And so for you, it will be more an emotional barrier that you will run against, namely, you have to get past your fear of confrontation. And for some of you who have already had the courage in the last couple of days or weeks to actually start to speak up and start setting more boundaries and be more sort of insisting on the things that you want, you will realize now how much pushback you get suddenly from people, even loved ones or friends. And yes, if it has come to your awareness that people are kind of putting you into the category of, oh, she'll go along with things, or oh, I'm sure she'll say yes, or yeah, he'll do what I tell him to do. Okay, if you realize this now, that people are a bit surprised about you speaking up or you expressing things that you haven't really been able to bring into expression, then understand that this is the collective energy right now. Things are breaking through. There's a busting through, breaking through energy in this week here, and collectively you will see this in mainstream media as probably one of the most, well, I don't want to call it exciting, but like chaotic weeks of the year so far, where you will see news stations, where you see news anchors, where you will see people that have some kind of public, I don't want to say celebrity status, but you know, that have some kind of status among their audience, that are suddenly doing a 180 turn, that are suddenly saying, you know what, I didn't see this before, but I can see this clearly now, and we need to speak up, we need to name it, we need to call this out. This is very important for you to understand, that if you feel this activation, because the next weeks, the next 3 weeks, will be one download after the other, and they will all point into the same direction, guys. And that is bringing things into expression. You can no longer hold them back. If you do this now, you are going to be put on the outs. You will not be able to break through that. Yeah, I mean, you will, obviously. There's always an opportunity to do this. But this is probably the most support here that you can get right now through this collective weather condition. Yeah, it is a bit confrontational, and yes, it can lead to unrest in streets and so forth. We've already talked about this in the energy forecast for November. But what this is really enabling you to do is to pierce through error perceptions. And what I mentioned here at the beginning, where we may have externalized this a little bit because we have been recognizing how there is things going on in mainstream media, or things going on with our governments, or you know, those agencies involved that are creating all these new rules and regulations that are bit for bit cutting down on our freedoms. What this will do is for you also recognize your error perceptions, namely your role in this. One of these error perceptions was that by not saying anything, by not expressing your needs, you have been becoming silently complicit. You have been enabling the whole thing. And I know this is an uncomfortable truth, and we don't want to hear this. But this is now what needs to be expressed. It is coming forward, it is there, and it is those of us who are now stepping straight into it and say, okay, I get this now, I see this now. Yes, I could not see this before, but now I do. And now I'm speaking up. That is what piercing through and busting through things means. And it doesn't always have to come with lots of emotions and, you know, sort of a fight energy. This can come forward with a lot of courage and a lot of self-esteem. And that self-esteem, guys, is the essence of this week here. We need to know who we are. We need to know what we stand for. We need to know what our essence is. We need to know what we need. We need to know what we want, and we need to know where we want this to go, the higher goal. These three things, what you need, what you want, and what your higher expression or your higher goal is. Remember this, because I'm going to give you some very practical tips here in a few moments where you can start working on this. But first you're going to have to divide all these impulses that are coming in for you up into these three categories, because this is the other energy that is coming in this week that will allow you to do this, namely a sort of a mental sharpness. You will have this moment of absolute clarity this week. And this clarity comes from you being able to combine, and this is probably the most important message here of this forecast and energy tips, of you being able to join what you see, what you sense with your five senses, what your intellect, what your mind is able to detect, and your inner guidance, your heart, not your emotions, your heart, what you are feeling as your right and wrong, as your true. Okay, this is true for me. No, this is absolutely not true. I don't care how you twist or turn it. I don't care how persuasive or coercive, whatever the outer impulse is. It's not okay for me. I'm not going to do this. That's this stance of self-esteem that I am talking about. And this is the kind of energy that you need. If you've ever doubted yourself, being able to manifest what it is that you want to bring into this world, this is what it needs to feel like. This is who I am, and this is what I need, and this is what I want, and this is what I can offer. That would be the higher goal or the ideal. All right? And if this doesn't work for you, I'm open for negotiation. But it cannot be that my part is neglected, unheard, or is being minimized. That will not go for me. All right? And obviously, these energies always come with lots of letting go. Okay? Because as you get this pushback, you'll recognize who the people are that you can rely on, who the people are that are actually interested in hearing what you need and what you want. Isn't it interesting, right? That when you become a little more uncomfortable for people, that a lot of them are just like, okay, whatever, either, sort of degrade you in this, or, she's having an episode, or, oh, she just doesn't know anything, or I know better, or something like that. How people actually degrade you in the process when you speak up. Have you noticed that? This week will come with that burst of energy that you need to break through this. But remember, it's not the fighting energy. It's more like a creative impulse that allows you to really hone in on your conscious intention. You're not a rebel who wants to, eradicate everything. In whatever way. I'm not talking about politics, but you can always transfer it into politics as well. You are somebody who wants the best for, let's say, the children or the planet, or your work environment or your relationship. Okay, and maybe there are some things that you cannot see. That's okay. This mental sharpness that I mentioned also allows you to see your error perceptions. It allows you to see where maybe you were biased, or where you didn't see the full picture. And that's okay too. It's okay to admit that, to say, I didn't look at it from that perspective before, but now that I can see that, I see very clearly where this needs to go. So my tip for you here for this next week, and actually for the whole remaining time of 2021, is that you now need to actively engage. Actively engaging means really, really practicing this every day, to stand for your values, to stand for the essence of what you feel within yourself. Here in the energy prayer a few moments ago, we tuned into this. Yep. what it really is. And just for those of you here who are versed with energy lingo, this is a very, very strong feminine energy that is coming in. It's a really beautiful, strict mom energy, as I sometimes call it. Yeah, it comes with tenacity. It comes with self-respect. It comes with the self-esteem. I'm going to say feminine energy. Don't get me wrong here. This is not about females. We all have that, males and females and whatever genders it pertains in us. It is that energy that wants things to grow. It wants things to evolve. It wants things to become better. But it's also the energy that reminds us that we have to go through some cleaning up once in a while, that we have to clear old things out. This is the strongest support that you will feel here in this whole entire month of November. Towards the end of November, it will be more like a spiritual immersion, and it can be a bit transfigured again. Yeah, where you go too much into the ideal, too much into the fantasy. But this next week here, yeah, starting today, actually already started yesterday, you will have this sort of crystal clear, this is what needs to be done. And it will be rewarded, guys. If you make that one step where you break through your fears, where you love what you stand for more than your fears, you will feel very, very supported, and it will be super, super surprising for you. So what is my practical tip for you? There's two things that I want you to do this week. Number one, and this has something to do with the greater developments and the collective energies here reaching into 2022. I want you also to see, or you just probably have to take my say-so for it, that we're in a bit of a time capsule right now. Whatever it is that you put out right now, the seeds, well, it's more than the seeds right now. It's the instructions on how to grow those seeds, really, is going to be extremely fruitful. But it will be different than how you initially imagined it. This is why I always caution you with fantasy and idealizations, because they can bias you. They can make it so that you only see the barriers. Yes, you have to stay flexible and creative in the process. But I want you to take a moment here, maybe as you are listening to these energy tips or right after, to take a piece of paper and to write down everything that is in your personal essence, that you are, such as you love animals, you love the children, you love this planet, you love social gatherings, you love the humanness, you love compassion, you love connection. I want you to write this down, keeping in mind that there's also this gratitude energy of this month, okay? I want you to write this on a piece of paper, and then I want you to somehow decorate it. I want you to maybe roll it up like a little mini scroll, you know, and put a nice ribbon on it, or I want you to put it in a bottle, or I don't know if you know these little clay pots, these wishing wells. I really want you to make a ceremony out of you writing down what your essence is, what you stand for, and what you want to bring into expression. And I want you to put it there, put it away, maybe in a little box, bury it or whatever, and don't look at it until March 22. That's one thing. The other thing I want you to do here for this next week, and you can do this on your computer, it's a lot more, you know, factual, if you will, not as visceral, not as heart-based, but I want you to make a list. And you can even do an Excel spreadsheet if you like, yeah, because these things need to be systematically trained, of 3 categories of things that you have identified as either lacking or as barriers or as things that you're working on. The first category is all the things that you need in your life based on who you are today. The second category is all the things that you want based on who you are today. Not so much the way out their goals. Yeah, not like world peace or not these intangible goals. No, what you want in your life. And the third category is how you want it ideally. So all that you want, all that you need, all that you want, and all that you ideally manifest down the road. The overall, the higher expression of things. And I want you to write this down, and I want you to put this somewhere. You could do it on a post-it note, on your fridge, or on your computer, your notes, or on your phone, or wherever. But I want you to manifest this in writing so that you do not forget this. It's very, very important that you actively engage with this now. What it is that you need, what it is that you want, and of course, what you ideally get from your life down the road. And as a tradition now, that many of the people who were trained by me and that are part of this transCODES sacred self-healing community have so beautifully embodied on Skype, we're going to do a 20-minute meditation together. I've picked the energy alignment for November. This is something that I produce every month. This is a 20-minute mini meditation to help us experience all these things that I just talked about from a deeper and more connected state of consciousness. New perspectives. To the freedom, love, and truth within, I dedicate myself. I am a soul with a body, learning all perspectives of living the physical reality of my true divine nature. Through consciously focusing on the present moment, I can feel the integrity of truth in me, free of fear or anger of my physical existence. Through consciously thinking and feeling truth, I can feel the trust in myself again, free of doubting my inner experience. I have my own insights. I have my own ability to see truth, and thus I have my own integrity. When I can remember that I am an important part of a greater reality beyond my ego's reality, I can feel peace within. I know that I am a spiritual being. I know what truth feels like. It feels like love. The same love I feel when I can allow divine consciousness to fill my thoughts and raise my heart. I know what this divine love feels like in me. And thus I realize that I can only understand and change reality when I am one with my consciousness, as it teaches me how to live and love. When I change my perspective and honor my divine nature through this awareness, I know what I need to do. I know what I need to focus on. I know how to follow my true self. It is the grace in me that connects me to the higher power that brought me into existence. Whenever I stand in my light, I connect with truth. Whenever I stand in my love, I connect with my soul. Whenever I stand with my soul, I stand with my power. And whenever I stand in my power, I am truth. When I stand in truth, I can see what my ego cannot imagine. I realize now that I can only grow to fulfill my soul's purpose by becoming my true self. When I am aligned in this way, I know who I am. I know that I am not alone. I can see all who walk this path with me and who have walked it before me. And more, I can see their true selves too. I can honor other people's path, their karma, and their choices, and embrace all learning experiences and challenges that come through them. When I am free of doubting and judging myself, I can see the purpose of all that unfolds as the evolutionary path to develop our highest expression in this reality. My true self can show and remind me of my purpose in this life's experience. It does so through the quality of my body, my emotions, and thoughts. It is neutral and gives me all the freedom I need to explore and learn so that I can fulfill my promise and trust that my deepest soul's desire leads me to the perspective I need to follow. I can see now how protecting my false self can only lead me to fear, doubt, and loneliness, because it aligns me to what I am not. I could not see this before. My power is my compassion and my unconditionality, strengthened and nurtured through the connection to the divine in my heart. My body, mind, and spirit, heart and soul. Whenever I open myself up for other true selves, we can learn and strengthen our trust together and practice giving and receiving this unconditional love freely. Here I stand now, connected in my heart, connected to my divine consciousness in my heart. And I say, my goal is to live and love my life as a true self in the here and now, so that I can overcome the confusions of my limited ego perspective. Yes, I accept that my sensations, feelings, and perceptions can weaken me in my resolve, as they can pull me into my ego's pain of the past and fear of the future, and the error perceptions that come with this. But as soon as I can feel connected to the source of light that changes my perspective, I can see, think, feel, and perceive clearly, free of inner and outer distortions. Whenever I choose to look at life, myself and others from this new perspective, I am not just letting go of fear and blame. I am also choosing divine love in me. But when I allow fear to determine my reality, on the other hand, I am choosing the darkness in me that can only lead me into more fear, confusion, coldness, lack, and separation. I see this now. True self. Remind me to stay awake and aware. Help me to feel and discern my perspectives at any time, so that I can see through the distractions of fear and loss. Being aware of the conscious soul self that I am, I now choose to only follow the guiding voice of truth in me. Whenever I can remember this, I can trust in my heart-mind's clarity and neutralize and let go of all external influences that do not serve my highest good. I want to consciously feel, sense, and perceive what is true and what isn't, and thus become able to see new perspectives that can guide me to get past all my challenges. I am ready to stay present and consciously discern all that I allow in and all that I put out, all that I ingest or expose my body to, all that I energize with my thoughts, all that I project and absorb through my unprocessed emotions, and with it, all that I express with my words, attitudes, and actions into this reality. I herewith dedicate my energy to what helps me see, feel, and live truth, and what empowers my true being. I am aware of the importance of making everything a conscious choice because I understand that I not only have the authority and power to choose who I want to experience this life as, but also that others have this choice as well. I am ready. Through the power in my heart, I herewith clear all distractions, especially thoughts of loss, pain, fear, and lack. All attachments, schisms, conditioning, mind control, energetic ties and karmic binds in any dimension or time, to any person, entity, or ego illusion. Nothing and no one has the right to violate my energetic integrity or authority ever. I trust in my ability to sense anything or anyone compromising my soul's integrity and reconcile the choices in my past without judgment or blaming. True self, thank you for my energetic sensitivity, for my insights, and for the inner voice that reminds me when I need to stand my ground and when I need to let go. For my free thinking that allows me to learn, for my body that signals me when I'm off balance, for my heart that shows me my warmth, and most of all, for the love, compassion, and empathy that I can feel as they remind me how to feel divine love from within. Now, I can finally rest in my heart, as all there is left to do is to live and create my life with the courage of freedom, love, and truth. Thank you. It's amazing what happens when you go deeper. What your inner sight allows you to see. Your insight. Share this with others, guys. Share with these daily sacred selves, these energy tips, these energy prayers, what they're doing for you, how they're helping you. Yeah, write a comment. Like my videos, obviously, unless you don't like them. Yeah, but if this is helping you, show this to the world. I know that most of my audience is social media shy and has difficulties with this. But this is a barrier that I need to break through now. Okay. So with all this that we are creating here together, yeah, and what it can do for people, without bias, without any particular belief. Just really strengthening power from within. That's what we all need right now. Thank you so much. Remember that there is a daily life meditation here through the practitioners, the daily sacred self going on every day. So sign up for my email list to get the times and the links. Those are Skype links. You can download the app on your phone. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, to like the video, and to share with friends. I see you again on Wednesday for the energy prayer and the following energy talk, and I'm wishing you a wonderful weekend. I wish you a very, very powerful support energy, okay? If your intention is right, if your sort of expression of that is right, you are literally going to be able to observe miracles happening this month.